You are never going to believe this story. And honestly, if I hadn't heard it directly from the source, I wouldn't believe it either. So it was a Friday evening, it was starting to get late, and Debbie was getting bored out of her mind. It was 1983. Debbie was a senior in high school, and she was just starting to come to grips with the fact that this was probably going to be a very boring evening. That was until her best friend Stacy called and said, "Put your shoes on, I'm gonna be there in 10 minutes to pick you up because we're gonna go have some fun." So 10 minutes later, Stacy pulls up in her 1967 Ford Fairlane, which is a huge car. And Stacy must have been out making her rounds because 4 of their other friends were already crammed in the backseat. So Debbie hops in, looks over at Stacy, but doesn't even get the chance to say anything before Stacy blurts out, "We're going to Spook Road." So Spook Road is actually located just outside of Brandon, South Dakota, which is just north of Sioux Falls. And you know some crazy stuff has to be happening there when the people who live there have renamed the road to Spook Road. And the road itself is actually pretty creepy. It's this like small rural road that's surrounded by cornfields on both sides. And in some parts of it, it is surrounded by these huge trees that almost like encase the road as they grow together, and they create this like thick, dense, dark canopy. It's kind of like you're driving through a dark, spooky tunnel. And there's one story that says if you're driving down Spook Road one way, you cross over 5 different bridges. But if you're driving back the other way, you only cross over 4. And people claim that as you're going over these bridges, you get this creepy, eerie feeling like you're being watched from something hiding in the trees. And if you look close enough, you can see the glowing eyes of these shadowy, ghostly apparitions hiding in the trees, just watching you. So as Stacy steps on the gas pedal, the group is getting amped up as they speed down Spook Road. And as that old Ford goes faster and faster, those turns start to get sharper and sharper. And Debbie's just sitting there in the passenger seat, trying to focus on what she can see of the road in the car's headlights. And her heart is just racing, but the excitement in the car is starting to be replaced by this uneasy feeling that something's just not right. But Stacy is oblivious. She's just white knuckling that steering wheel, trying to keep that old Fairlane on the road because there's a big hill coming up. And as they get closer to the bottom of the hill, Debbie is starting to feel that anticipation of that upcoming drop. You know, when you're going really fast in a car and you go over a hill and you come down the other side, like you get that drop in your stomach. And as they're going up the hill, Debbie's just waiting. And then they get over the top of the hill and she looks out and her heart stops. But it's not because of the drop. It's because right in front of the car, right in Debbie's field of vision that's being illuminated by the headlights, is one of those ghostly, shadowy figures just hanging from a branch right in the middle of that canopy. And it was just staring at them with those glowing eyes like it had been watching them the whole time.